Good afternoon, everybody. We are live with the Monty Python and the Holy Grail watch party. Joining me today is Matt.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you, Matt, for joining me today. This is a classic comedy, and if you're like me, you've probably seen this a million times. Um, do we have anybody out there who hasn't seen this yet? Um, that will give us some idea about spoilers. But with a movie that's 50 years old, we kind of don't worry about spoilers at this point. Um, so, Matt, have you seen this movie before?
This one is the interesting is like when was the first time I saw this? Is it was again going back to anybody who had to fight, to find this on a UHF channel run by your local PBS station and trying to get those rabbit ears just in sync to be able to see this. Because that's where I spent a lot of time in my youth was trying to get in all that British comedy to a silly little kid living in the USA.
Memories. Um, so it sounds like, well, Alex says they hasn't seen it in years. That counts as having seen it, but you might not remember it. Um, And yeah, we'll do the roll call after we get this movie started. It's a short one, about an hour and a half. Um, but let's get to it. You want to count us down, Matt?
I'll count us down with an intro. And so we're about to watch something completely different. It's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And we're going to count down from 5, 2, 1, play.
That was a good reference. Okay, so we are starting. I still don't have in this corner. I need to put a counting up timer, and I will be working on that. Um, yes, the beginning of this movie is classic. There's a reason why that we have all of these credits rolling, and they do get funny and interesting.
And to be fair, almost every old movie had the credits in the beginning.
Yes, yes. But not all of them have reference to mooses, the Swedish mooses. Okay, so let's do a shout out. Let's see, posting first in YouTube, it's Hell If I Know. Eric is in the chat. Calbot, James Hellier, Old Johnny Devick, Miss Swift, Alex Peacock. Let's see, Hell If I Know and Eric, I've already gotten them. So let's see who's in Discord. Let us see. Edward the Black Prince, welcome, welcome. Eric Calbot, Mr. Furzel is in the chat. Calbot, Alex Peacock. Yeah, we've got double duty going on. And Matt, you are in the chat as well.
I is here everywhere.
We are everywhere. So
Like
welcome one and all. Yes. So does anybody speak Swedish? Hell if I know is asking as well.
Has anyone seen all these Norwegian movies?
We need a translation. Yeah, this is classic comedy. And for anyone who's not familiar with Monty Python and the Flying Circus, this movie came about, I think, between the third and fourth season of their show. It was written in about an evening and then rewritten. And it's the same cast of characters in the show that's in this movie that then goes on to Life of Brian. And there is
Meaning of Life.
The Meaning of Life.
They did Jabberwocky.
They did Jabberwocky, and then actually they did a movie before this one, and I think it was just like a compilation of their
Yeah,
show, not
I
really like a
believe that.
movie.
I believe that's titled and now for something completely different.
Different. Yep, yep. Okay, so these credits, I mean, really give us some background about holding people responsible. Yeah, for all the screw ups, of course. And
Yep.
the llamas, there we go. The assisted by the four llama, like brothers and sisters, I guess.
You know, I'm wondering, yeah, if this has to now be preceded with a seizure warning.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Oh yeah, Johnny Devick was mentioning Live at the Hollywood Bowl. That was great. That
Right.
was a live show, I believe.
Yeah. And there, yeah, if anyone had backtracked into the chat, I posted a few pictures because I can also, I was going to say, I can definitely remember the last time I saw this movie because I got to see this on the big screen last year and do a meet and greet with John Cleese.
Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. Oh, James Hellier says Jabberwocky is not a Monty Python film. It's by a python. Just like A Fish Called Wanda. That would not be technically a Monty Python film, even though it had a python in it.
Yes, but I didn't do any research, so I don't know who directed it. And
Hmm.
seemed to be that that might have been a Monty Python, almost a Monty Python Mel Brooks crossover, even though I don't think Mel Brooks had anything to do with it.
Um,
But
why
it
do I
gets some.
want to say
I think Madeline Kahn is in it, so you get that kind of crossover.
okay? Yellowbeard wasn't it wasn't written by Terry Gilliam, was it?
No,
But
I
Graham
don't.
Chapman was in it though.
Yeah, Graham Chapman's in it. Yeah, you get believe. Yeah, again, might be Eric Idle. I think that's our. Oh, we might get Cheech and Chong, or at least one of the two. But now I'm getting that mixed up with the Corsican brothers. So if we need more movies to watch, there you go.
There you go. So we are introduced to King Arthur.
That's another good question I've had watching a lot of the younger generation be introduced to this.
Oh,
Do anyone even have to have the Arthurian legend explained to them? Because it looked like the story of King Arthur is lost on a lot of the new generation.
it is. So yeah, Graham Chapman, Terry Gilliam, and John Cleese, I think, is on the top of the tower. So I think fun fact. Oh, Eric also says this movie is so quotable. Yes, it is. I mean, there's probably a lot of us that know this dialogue and know the gags coming up. Um, and it just makes it that much more enjoyable, I think. But anyway, so fun fact, I think the budget of this movie was so limited. I think they wanted to have horses, but that was out of the question. Oh, Calbot says Eric Idle is on top of the wall. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. John Cleese.
yeah, yeah. He's talking to John Cleese. They're
Okay.
billed as the first and second swallow savvy peasants, or
Okay. That's right. I think John Cleese shows up later in the tower.
that's the other good thing to watch is how since they all play so many multiple characters, it's to now watch when they have to hide the fact, put somebody else in the costume and then stand people in front of them or do their best to make sure you don't realize that's not the same guy because we can't
Yeah.
have them both in the scene. That would be, yeah, here now that we've moved into the death scene in the plague village is
Yep.
Michael Palin is playing one of these mud eaters, and everything with him is not in the film. So he was pretty upset with that because he said this was grueling to have to run around in the mud, eating the mud, which they said they left out, prop chocolate mud. And he says, how do you tell the difference when chocolate mud is lying in actual mud?
No, there's no difference.
And so he did his bit, he ate his mud, and he doesn't appear in the scene.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
yeah, the actual like the mud scene comes up I think right after this. The
mhm.
um so King Arthur is on his quest, but we don't know the quest yet. He's looking for knights to go to Camelot to be part of Knights of the Round Table. And this is one of the most quotable scenes. Everybody all together, bring out your dead. And
Oh,
of
I
course,
feel fine.
this guy on his shoulder is not quite dead.
I think I remember this in the PC game for Monty Python. It was Tetris, where all the shapes are dead bodies that you have to fill up in the grave.
Oh,
And
there was,
and
yeah, there was someone else in the chat mentioned the game. Eric had said, I have played the PC game first, absolutely loved it. And back then I did not know it was also a movie.
yeah, no, that game was brutal.
Yeah.
I can remember. Yeah, there was the one where you had to the clue is a man saying good things come to those who wait, and you do not progress through that through that level of the game until you just hands off the mouse. You can't make any motions. You have to wait for about 30 minutes.
Who'd have thought that they
And
had
that
Monty Python, even back then, had such an impact on our culture that they have a PC game.
yep, yeah.
Yep,
There's
Eric posted a picture of it, the
Eric got
Tetris mini game.
the mini game. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. As an aside, this is a little historical background on the difference between lordship and, as we are going to be explained, the class that kind of governs itself on how that works.
Yeah. Here's a clue for. Let's find the Monty Python's Flying Circus fans. As we're talking about Dennis, that brings up the character to me of Dennis Moore. Who can be the first person to pop up the answer of what flower is associated with Dennis Moore?
Oh boy, you got me there. I haven't seen Flying Circus in years, but I could
The
Google it, but I don't want to Google it. Anybody
yep.
know?
There's a whole little theme song about Dennis Moore.
Hmm. That'll bring out I shouldn't say true fans because we're probably all fans of it to some degree. But if anybody does know that reference, shout it out. I certainly don't know. My watching of the Flying Circus show here in the States, we used to get them on PBS, I think late at night, like what you were talking about previous.
Right.
You'd have to have your rabbit ears tuned just right. And as a kid, it was funny, but we didn't understand why you had to show it late at night because it's just British humor, right?
That yeah, that's where I can't recall how I was able to watch the show because it would have been if it was running late at night and I only had we had just the one main gigantic piece of furniture TV set.
Yep.
How was I doing that? Was I sneaking? Was I sneaking or watching it in the dark? I have no clue, but I definitely watched a lot of Monty Python, The Goodies, Benny Hill, all of it.
Yep.
Loved it to pieces.
Yeah, I used to get those shows too. And it makes me wonder because we just had a little portable black and white, then we got a color TV. And this was before cable. This was before anything. So it had to have been the rabbit ears with our, three channels plus PBS plus the UHF, VHF channels. So but it's amazing you could have been exposed to late at night going through those channels. Oh, our first battle scene. This is classic.
Yeah, this is the Black Knight is John Cleese. The
Yep,
Green
John
Knight,
Cleese.
the Green Knight is Terry Gilliam, doing all their own stunts.
Yeah, and that's what you were saying before. There he is in that scene. There he is in that scene.
Right.
And yeah. Oh, did anybody get the flower? Mm-hmm. That's diving into the recesses of our memories there, Matt.
Diving up a deep dive of, yeah.
Deep dive.
If you're talking about repression, that's a repressed memory then for me.
Oh, talk about memories. What I had mentioned to you before about, and not taking myself too seriously, Matt. Last week when we had our watch party and I totally fubbed that picture of the monolith.
Right.
Last week was Super Bowl Sunday. So this is going to be real quick. And I have a memory of watching a Super Bowl, and I could have sworn to you this was only a couple years ago when Tom Brady made the switch to Tampa Bay and he won the Super Bowl in overtime, 25 points behind. I could have sworn to you that was when he made the switch to Tampa Bay. So I went looking for it this week, couldn't find it. And it was because he was still with the Patriots. And I could have sworn to you on the, well, not on the lives of my family, but here's my memory I'm thinking is right. And nope. So you just got to have a sense of humor about things and not take yourself too seriously. Oh, James Hellier made the comment, Benny Hill was canceled here before cancel culture was even a thing. Big star around the world because his comedy didn't need words. Canceled for chasing girls. I watched Benny Hill, and even as a young kid, I never really saw anything wrong with it. And I think it goes back to the time and place in history where something occurs. Take it in that event for what it was at the time. It doesn't mean it's appropriate now, and they probably wouldn't do it that way now, but for what it was, that's a part of history. So I love King Arthur just appreciates this guy who is fighting without arms.
Yeah. So a fairly disarming scene.
Yeah, drum roll.
I like to vocally say that one is bad, dumb trash. Ba-dum trash.
Ba-dum-bum. That's a good one. So now the Black Knight has no arms and no legs. End scene. Black Knight is just kind of stuck there. Oh, you know what? For the longest time, I thought they were hitting themselves with a book, but I don't think it's a book. I think it's a tablet, right?
I believe, yeah, they're wooden. To be honest, I never put that much thought to this one.
Yeah.
It seems that, yeah, just the
It's a funny bit.
a bit of tiny commentary on the religious sect.
Yep.
And these are our beliefs, and this is how we do it.
And okay, so let's jump back to that discussion on historical accuracy. So they want to burn a witch. And so for anybody who's done a deep dive on the history of burning people at the stake because they think they're witches, there is some historical accuracy with this, obviously in a comical way. This is just so far out there. This is so Monty Python.
Here we have the witch is Connie Booth, who was married to John Cleese at the time, and they went on right after this to do Faulty Towers.
Yep. Faulty Towers is another brilliant show. It only lasted 2 seasons. Um, it was great for what it was. Yep, here we have Eric Idle, John Cleese, and that is Michael Palin in front.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, again, there's another thing to watch. How many times they're uh, cracking up and trying not to have it noticed that they're
Yep.
there's a scene. Yeah, the big one here is you'll see Eric Idle actually puts the scythe he's holding it into his mouth to prevent him from laughing.
I never noticed that. I noticed he bit on something. I think it was just part of the bit. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
no, it's John Cleese is supposed to come up with this line and takes way too long of a pause, and Eric Idle is just losing it. There he goes.
It is a funny bit. Oh, James Hellier, Faulty Tower didn't last 2 seasons. John Cleese only chose to make 2 seasons. Ah, good point. There's a difference.
There's still some talk of Faulty Towers coming back in some way, shape, or form.
Hmm. Oh, wise King Arthur. He got it. He got it. Um, okay, so they made this movie in. The I've seen it released in 74 or 75. I think it might depend on what part of the world you were in. I've always thought it was 74. Um, the next movie they released after this, if I'm not mistaken, was Life of Brian, just a couple years later. That was in the, yep, that's 79. And then, what is it, The Meaning of Life, early
Meaning of
80s?
life. Yeah.
And who could forget the Broadway show inspired by this movie, Spamalot? If has anybody seen Spamalot in the theater? I would have loved to see it.
No, best as I bought the soundtrack.
See, that's about as good as I can do too. Okay, Alex never seen Spamalot. Is
And
it
is
even
that
running still?
I think it still gets you get various playhouses are performing it, but wasn't did the original was Tim Curry in that?
In the original Broadway production?
Yeah, in Spamalot.
That is a good question. Anybody know? Hmm. Okay, so far nobody's seen it. Mr. Furzel hasn't. Edward the Black Prince hasn't. Because I think I'm just kind of waiting for them to make Spamalot into a movie. That would be awesome.
My result says he was King Arthur. Tim Curry played King Arthur.
Huh. That is good to know. I guess it's still on Broadway. And here we have a musical number. And they make a reference to Spamalot.
Yeah, that was the yeah. How many things rhyme with Camelot? Yeah, ham and jam and Spamalot.
So now King Arthur has how many knights has he got so far? Two? Belvedere and I think someone else.
Yeah, we got no.
He's collecting his Knights of the Round Table. Now, if you look closely in these scenes, I saw yeah, there we go. I think there's Terry Jones, there's Michael Palin, Eric Idle, John Cleese, and yeah, it's so easy to identify them if they just stayed on screen a few seconds longer. Oh, yeah, there you go. We have a full crew.
As we glossed over it's only a model line, so we missed. We talked about that's Patsy's only line in the movie.
Yes. Yeah, Terry is not known for his speaking roles, and even in the show, I don't think Terry Gilliam even appeared. He was the one that was doing all these animation bits.
Yeah, they said once they filmed the movie, they realized how good a performer he was and what a waste of time that he did not do many very rarely appeared in the Flying Circus episodes.
I think even if he did appear, he didn't have any speaking lines.
Right.
Oh, and here's God from the heavens giving them their purpose. Oh, God be praised. Classic Python. Eric says, this movie is so funny, I can't keep the smile off my face if I tried. That's how I feel. Even though you see this movie so many times, it is so funny. It doesn't take itself seriously. And it's just all the Python characters. So I had seen maybe 2 years ago, I had seen the documentary on how these guys got their start and how they got the start on the show. Basically, they met, they liked each other, they were not necessarily a background in comedy, but like a background in writing. And they were given carte blanche for a show, and that's what they delivered. Oh, this is one of the funniest bits.
Yeah, there's our introduction to the French taunter. So I got to make sure I'm in frame here to show
There
off
you go.
my French taunter T-shirt.
And he's doing a pretty funny accent too. Oh, fun fact, I think this is a real castle that had been abandoned. And I think they tried to film in real locations.
This is they're filming in Scotland, and they checked out all the locations, and they wanted to film in all the castles available.
Mm-hmm.
And the Scottish government or whichever organization is in the tourism wouldn't allow it. So every location they said, you cannot film here. You may not enter the castle. So this one castle was privately owned, and every time there's a scene in a castle, they're filming in this same castle. It's just different angles, different. But they ended up, yeah, which
Yeah.
may or may not help them out with their budget, as to many different locations and travel costs might have been an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. And they ran out of money and couldn't have the ending they wanted. But for fans of Python, I thought they did very well with this ending. Um, and it is very much like what they would deliver. So I don't feel cheated. Um, oh, and speaking of the budget, the um, because the Python players were not. Oh, here we go. The cow. Oh my God. I thought John Cleese's expression sold this bit. Oh, this is just hysterical. Run away, you're under attack. So, anyway, the budget for this film, because they were not proven movie stars, no studio would back them. So, they got their money to fund this movie from rock bands. And Jethro Tull's lead singer personally gave him like $10,000. Um, so I think it was
Yeah,
Jethro Tull. I want to say Pink Floyd. I
right.
heard Genesis also backed them. Oh,
Yep.
Helifino says the Beatles. So
Yeah.
that's
Led Zeppelin's in the mix. Uh,
Zeppelin. Yep.
yeah, a lot of the record labels themselves gave backing into the movie, and a lot of it is they fans of the show, but there was also the issue of backing the movie was a tax dodge.
Yeah. Might as well if you know you're going to. Well, supposedly, if you
Yep.
think you're going to lose money, that was a great write off. Helifino says George Martin. Um, so yeah, as a personal representative of the Beatles, so it's hard for me to find the information about who exactly gave money. All it was is reported, um, like secondhand. That's what I'm finding out.
Yeah,
I guess back then these rock stars and bands didn't want to, no reason to announce it. Oh, they're going to try to fool the French with this bunny rabbit. Oh, this bit is funny as well. So it's like this movie is just a bunch of funny bits put together in the name of the quest for the Holy Grail. Yes. Yes, that's the plan. You're all going to wait until the sun goes down and then jump out. What a good plan. I love, yeah, the expressions now, they all get it. Oh, this poor guy.
run away.
Run away. Oh, Frank. This guy, Frank. So I think this scene might have been added after filming to kind of get us to get the ending kind of makes sense. That was so uncalled for.
Well, and then yeah, the interesting point you point out of this going, hey, look, they could afford at least one horse.
That was it. That was about the only horse you're going to see.
Yep.
Brave Sir Robin, Sir Robin, brave Sir Robin. Mr. Furzel said the rabbit alone is probably half the budget. Probably, and I bet the other half was, well, I don't want to give anything away, but at the end, that big fight scene, that was probably it to hire all those extras.
Well, yeah, most of the extras are either crew members or, like I said, was they were filming in these castles, which were tourist locations. So a lot of the extras are just tourists. It's like, hey, come over here. We're filming a movie.
Oh, you gotta love that.
Yeah, I think those were mentioned. Yeah, in the upcoming wedding scene, said we're a lot of just tourists, and later on in the big battle were students from nearby school in Scotland.
I do know that they did not have a big budget at all. Um, let's see. I want to say about 300,000. Let me get clarification. Budget was about 400 grand.
Yeah,
But even for a low budget movie like this, you still have the cast and crew and the expense of these locations. Um, even early 70s, that was a respectable amount to make a low budget film like this. I did not. I didn't. I did not. So he's going to get teased as being a coward.
it was foreshadowed because his shield is a chicken.
Oh, good catch. Oh, and there's nothing like the little animations. I love that. They're brilliant. When I was doing my pre-watch yesterday for this, um, it is noted that his character is chaste. And as a kid, when I'd seen that, I didn't know what it meant.
Thinking
And
Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner Chase.
and 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 so when you put that into perspective of this castle he's about to enter, that's where the real comedy is. And I just chuckle every time I see something new in this movie. I just chuckle.
Yeah, no, it's again where we're getting that because they're coming here to the castle Anthrax, which
Yeah.
they don't think is a very good name. But now I'm also remembering, I believe that was the in Yellowbeard, Graham Chapman took on the alias of, I believe, Dr. Anthrax.
Ah, well, I will
So
have to
it's at
check
least,
out.
at least a bit that somebody thinks is funny and keeps reusing.
Yeah, Yellowbeard came out in 83. We might have talked about that before in another watch party, didn't we?
I'm sure I like to reference it. It seems, yeah, it's
Yeah,
another one of those movies that, yeah, if it's not well known or somebody hasn't, it's like, oh my God, you haven't seen Yellowbeard?
yeah. I have not seen Yellowbeard.
I think probably we might have, if we talked about it, would have been Labyrinth, because I believe David Bowie has a cameo in Yellowbeard.
Mm, could be. Yes, Sir Galahad the Chaste. And that poor girl in the castle who put that image of the Holy Grail, that poor girl is just going to have to get punished.
Wait for it.
Yeah, wait for it. Yeah, this guy, he's in trouble. Mr. Frizzle said, when I was a kid, I was sure there was an uncensored version of this scene coming up that was cut out of the flick that I never got to see, and I was so frustrated. That that could have been, I think, at a certain point, this was also on cable.
Hmm.
And when satellite first started becoming a thing, this would have been edited, I believe, if it was rated R, just to take out some of these references.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to think. Yeah, my first seeing this would have been television, and I think
Mhm.
it was 1977 where it had a televised release, which would then
Mm,
again be edited, but also had to be extended to
mhm.
get like a 2 hour runtime with commercials. And whether or
So,
not
oh,
if
go ahead.
I'd seen it there or just on a PBS release, so I wouldn't have a clue. But I know I get definitely. I think, yeah, where I was telling people about this would have put me as far back as I can remember would have been 1979 when I was aware of it.
Yeah, well, according to the official Google record, it was rated PG. But isn't it interesting when you watch movies like that at a certain age, they are full of references that you wouldn't necessarily understand, so it seems more grown up. Um, so I do this movie. I remember this scene being in when I saw it on what is it, late night cable or whenever, um, when they had it on broadcast television. They probably would have left this scene in, and then on the cable run, they would have left it in. But who knows? Because a lot of stuff still gets edited out for content. So yeah, once again, our memories. Who knows? Get
Yeah,
on with it. Yes, get on with it.
yeah, and then Zoot being played by Carol Cleveland, who did a lot of Monty Python's Flying Circus. It's like when they actually needed a woman, and one of the guys didn't want to put on a dress.
Oh, they did do that a lot, didn't they, in the show? Yeah, so the girl who put the Grail shaped beacon needs to be punished. And I mean, this guy, he is sworn to chastity. This is torture for him. This bit. Oh my God. It's just so over the top. Yeah, old Johnny Devick says this part I didn't remember. I remember this as a kid and not fully comprehending how like over my head it was. Oh
Like,
shit.
yep, they're at least with the subtitles running to get that nuance of he goes, I can handle it, and all the women, yes, let him handle us.
Leave him alone. He's doing fine. That was classic. Oh, love the gorilla hand. So scene 24 comes up quite a bit as a reference. So this is like the key scene.
Yep, there should be we started should have started a drinking game to how many times we keep going back to the swallows and coconuts.
And even today, didn't the Mythbusters do a whole thing on could swallows actually carry a coconut? And what is the airspeed? I bet someone watching has Googled that. What is the
They,
airspeed velocity?
yeah, they talk more. Yeah, it's even more of the science because they said when they talk here, they talk. The movie mentions like a 5 pound swallow, and they said
Mhm.
no, most swallow we're talking ounces. We're not even getting to a pound when we're talking about a swallow.
Right. I have barn swallows that come into my garage every year. The same ones every year. And they're little tiny birds.
But I think as a kid we just named them French fry birds because they would swarm around as we ate outside in our McDonald's playland, and we would throw French fries to them.
Oh, all right. Here we go. Another good bit. The knights who say nee. Michael Palin, I believe, is the guy on top. I believe, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah, sounds like him. Well, this movie is moving right along. We're about halfway through. A shrubbery. He wants a shrubbery. And it has to be nice. Yeah, not an expensive shrubbery. And we're back to Frank. Poor Frank. I consider these like a little intermission.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, these are a cost cutting measure that moves the plot along. The scenes they didn't have to film, they just animated. This one, however, still kind of just gets me scratching my head, going, I'm not sure where this bit is going.
I guess it's showing the passing of time. I guess. Who knows? You can't take Python literally. Oh, that's right. Here's another funny bit. But this really just kind of follows the story along. So who plays the son? I want to say that's Terry Jones, right?
Yes, yes, that's
That's
Terry Jones.
a good makeup job. And yeah, these two guards coming up, I've had quite a few of those airheaded moments where you hear something and it's just not computing. Yeah, hell if I know, most of Python's sketches did not have a real ending and just stopped abruptly or blended into another sketch. That's so true. I think that's what gives them charm, actually. It's like all of these ideas they had, they all work and they don't have to move along. Yeah, so we have a little breaking of the fourth wall.
You know, that's getting now another interesting. I mean, for Spamalot is yeah.
Mhm.
Here's a musical number that's not allowed to proceed. How do you do a musical without a musical number?
Now that would be kind of funny. I think we had talked about that. Um, oh, I was having a conversation with someone else about maybe doing a musical as a watch party, and I think it could work. I think that the right movie. It would have to just be the right movie. Um,
That's like I said too, where it's like yeah, where I'm. We discussed earlier that I'm now apparently hosting all the 1975 films. So right off the bat, you say
hey,
musical, and I'm going, oh, musical, 1975,
mhm.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
So yeah, I think that is true. That yeah, you are here and then for Death Race.
Yep,
So, coincidence? Huh. I would yeah, we meant to do this. TV series musicals old Johnny Devick says Buffy once more with feeling in the Xena musical episode. Ah! They're fun. You know, the musical episodes like that are fun. But as a watch party, when I'm thinking about including something like that, it would have to be the right movie with the right amount of music that
let's
would
do yeah, not an opportunity to watch Johnny Depp and Crybaby.
yeah. So I'm not against it. Um, the one that comes to mind, oh, Phantom of the Opera movie, probably not, but yeah, I'll keep my eyes open though.
Or go Phantom of the Paradise.
Oh, is that the sequel? No,
No,
Phantom.
Phantom of the
Oh
Paradise is
no.
a rock opera with Paul Williams.
Oh, another 70 that's 74 movie.
Hmm. And let's just go all out then, and let's dig up Kiss when they did the movie Phantom of the Park.
Mm. Yeah, I mean that might be fun if we throw a little musical in there. Oh, message for you, sir. Oh man, right below the heart.
Yeah.
Um,
There's also a running theme throughout the movie of all the characters who have died, but loudly declare they're not dead yet.
yeah. Well, this guy is not dead yet.
As conquered,
Um,
he feels fine. He's happy.
yep.
He's not dead yet.
He can carry on. Yeah, James Hellier says, yeah, we've already done Little Shop of Horrors. That was a fun one. Old Johnny Devick says Earth Girls are easy. Yeah, Alex Peacock Phantom with Gerard Butler or Charles Dance. Gerard Butler. That's the one that I'm thinking of. Hey, Miss Swift is down with Phantom of the Paradise. Huh.
Good. I just yeah I met Paul Williams last year at a convention and finally got myself a copy of the movie, so I need a chance to watch it.
Hmm. Very interesting. I'll put that on my gotta check it out list. And it's a rock musical comedy horror film. All these genres we like.
Yeah, you can get Repo, the Genetic Opera.
Yeah, that is something to think about. Maybe we'll do like a month of themed movies. Bunch of movies in a row. Um, we're in mid-February. It's not too early to start thinking about summertime. So yeah, summertime's coming up, and we won't be doing the same thing that Creator VC did, but um, I'm looking at doing something fun to commemorate because it's something that I look forward to. Oh, this bit is funny. The guy just never seems to be running any closer.
Yeah, this was a late minute pickup shot. John Cleese had to go out and do in the park and just run, get dress up again in costume and just run.
And just, yeah, he's not getting any closer. And then bam, there we go. I love that other guy's reaction. Hey,
Yeah, that might subtly be one of my favorite lines in the movie. Just the guy, hey,
hey. Oh, and so just for no reason, he's just like killing everybody without even reading the room.
yeah,
Calbot says, coincidentally, my copy of Repo, the genetic opera, just arrived yesterday.
nice.
Coincidence or is that humor, Calbot?
Yeah, fate, an omen.
Huh, that would be a coincidence. Yeah, Johnny Devick says they just keep dancing. Massacres going on at the wedding. Yes, Edward the Black Prince says that this was the red wedding before Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was much more brutal. Thanks, Dad. No singing. Come on, no singing.
Yeah, that's where yeah. When I was watching, doing my pre-watch, I was watching all the commentaries, and they talk about look how much wind is rustling through this castle. With Michael Palin saying it's like he's right under that torch. It's like he's with a big furry coat. He's amazed he didn't get lit on fire.
Well, as a side bit, that would explain why he has that bald spot and all the hair like around it. Calbot is totally serious. His Blu-ray arrived yesterday. That is a coincidence. Okay, Repo the Genetic Opera. I got to write that down. Ah, so many movies, so little time. James Hellier's throwing Repo Man into the watch party list. We haven't done Repo Man yet. And I believe it is on the list. Yeah, for next week, I'm thinking we're going to do. Um, yeah, we'll do something fun. And so Daddy is still trying to keep it a festive wedding. Yeah, way to go, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, he's still trying to sway it to the business end. Is yeah.
Yep.
How am I turning this to my favor? There's another one. His son Herbert has fallen to his death, but he's not quite dead yet.
Not quite dead. I'm okay. Not quite dead. It is fun, these running gags.
He's just narrating the assassination.
Boy, he's just determined that this merger is going to take place. Yep, I feel much better. Come on, I think we need a song.
Yeah.
There we
How
go.
did he survive? We all want to know. Come on, sing. He's going to tell. Sing the song.
Oh, this is a fun bit when John Cleese tries to swing away. I just love the dichotomy with all the blood they're singing.
Yeah.
That was funny. Hmm. Hell if I know. Yeah, I won't spoil it. When I know the movie, I'll let you guys know. And it's tradition. We always announce it at the end of the movie. Boy, the knights who say knee wield some power in this community. Mr. Furzel said, "God, what is it with beating cats in this flick? Was there beating cats in the previous scene? Did I miss
Yeah.
it?"
Throughout, yeah. In the background, you go back to the Bring Out Your Dead. You've got to listen carefully because, yeah, you can kind of see what's going on. It looks like people like beating rugs, but they're like beating rugs with cats because you'll hear the cat noises in the background.
Oh, that is brilliant. Another reason why I should watch it again and pay attention to the background.
And what luck! We've run into a shrubber.
A shrubber. That's what they call them, right? A shrubber. Oh, the Knights of Knee are pulling a fast one. They're changing midstream. Icky, icky, batang, zoo, bang.
Yeah, this always, if they were making a nod to if anybody who's watched the other British comedy team, the Goodies, they had a bit of what was it with I believe they were sausages, but it was a martial arts with the with sausages, tied on a string like nunchucks, and but that
I
that that martial arts form was known as Eki Thump,
Oh, I have
and I always
never
get that
heard of
Eki
the
Eki.
goodies.
I get the Eki Eki, and I hear, and I immediately remember Eki Thump, which
Ah,
they also,
so
yeah, the martial arts, they didn't graduate with the belts of different colors. They had little hats that would grow to enormous size as they progressed in that martial arts of Eki Thump.
so this is that whole scene is a reference to them, I bet.
It's they
Could be.
mentioned there's some other things that, yeah, where they paid homage or to their competition.
They don't even know they're saying the word. What is it?
I don't say it.
Oh, look at everybody's so confused. All right, so they're gonna get yes, it's Mr. Furzel. It's that was the beginning of every episode of the Monty Python show. And they're gonna get closer to finding out who killed Frank. Oh, and I have subtitles on. I don't have the volume, but when there's much rejoicing, it's like yay,
Yay. That's the other,
yay.
yeah, that brings back, like we talked about that before with the Bullwinkle cartoons. You remember? Did you watch the race car driver
Mm,
Tom Swift? As Tom Swift, the audience watching those racetracks always cheered with the same enthusiasm.
yay. Yeah, I remember the Rocky Bullwinkle.
That's those ones where they turned so many of those. I wish they would have gone on longer to do, because that was Brendan Fraser played George of the Jungle, and he played Dudley Do Right, and I was like just waiting. I'm like, oh, let him do a Tom Swift or Super
Oh,
Chicken or Super Chicken. I would have been happy with Super Chicken live action.
hmm. Miss Swift quoted the movie in the frozen land of Nador. They were forced to eat Robin's minstrels, and there was much rejoicing. Yay. Yeah, and Edward the Black Prince also said, notice how Sir Robin's crest is a giant chicken. I've not noticed that before.
Uh,
Oh, it is a giant chicken.
yep. Yeah, and Sir Robin is not a historically accurate member of the Knights of the Round Table. They have Galahad, Lancelot, Bedivere, but there was never a Robin.
How many knights of the round table are there?
That is a question someone else will have to answer.
Hmm. Does anybody know? Without me Googling, I don't want to
Yeah,
Google it. Half the budget probably went into pyrotechnics. Yeah, Alex Peacock says depends on how big the table is. I want to say there was like six knights of the round table.
I said, if you give me a second, I might be able to name the seven dwarves.
Oh, yeah, I bet I could. Doc, Sneezy, Dopey, Happy. Hold on, that's four. Sneezy,
Mm-hmm.
Sleepy,
There's a Sleepy.
There's a sleepy. Okay, I'm missing one. I've got 6. Who's got number 7?
I'm thinking two I haven't heard yet.
I said, oh, okay.
Uh, I'm not sure. Yeah,
Huh. Who am I missing?
catch it in the
Grumpy.
you got there's a grumpy. Now I'm still thinking, did we get the shy guy?
Bashful.
There it is.
Bashful. That's it. Yes, Miss Swift and I got it at the same time. That's it. I believe they filmed this part in Scotland. It's just gorgeous scenery and like this sweeping landscape.
Again, yeah, pointing out, they always, yeah, point out, yeah, when you watch the commentaries, how the Monty Python troupe just cannot stop talking about how miserable it was to film this movie. Did you
I
look
know
at the
John
scenery?
Cleese has been very vocal about how he did not enjoy himself.
Yeah, because they're saying the same thing. He had to climb up on those rocks, and he said any misstep, and then they would cut a scene and leave him up there for a half hour or more. At any moment, yeah, a fall to his death imminent.
Yeah, no worries. Well, once again, you see how windy it is. That must not have been comfortable.
Yeah,
Dismount your horses. Leave them here.
that's still a tribute to their performance, is to again go through a rewatch and just see how they're absolutely maintaining that the horses are real.
Yep.
You get there from the Knights of Knee, and they're moving, as if the horses are recoiling from the word knee. They're committed to the bit.
They are. This is a great bit. And we come full circle from the rabbit, the Trojan rabbit, and now a real rabbit. Oh, King Arthur's expression, he was just disgusted. It's just a rabbit. So apparently the rabbit, obviously it's a real rabbit. Um, but there's the scene where well, the owner didn't want the rabbit to get dirty or get any blood on it for the shooting. And so apparently they kind of just disregarded that. And yeah, got
And
the rabbit a little dirty.
yeah, the tales that I've heard is too is that the owner had to be distracted. It's like, hey, look over here, and then they poured the blood on the rabbit, and then said, well, that'll clean off. And they're like, no, it's a white rabbit. The blood, prop blood is not going to just wash off the rabbit.
Yep. This is a very well known bit. And run away. Yep, and that is quite a lot of blood they had to put on that rabbit. So, how many did the rabbit get? They said just the rabbit got 3.
Yep.
That's a deadly rabbit. Yeah, Miss Swift said the lost chapter of Watership Down. Watership Down crossover. Okay, classic bit, the holy hand grenade. Does anybody know the speech when he's reading from the book? Does anybody know that by heart? because I'm jealous. That
Reading the Book of Armaments.
yes, the
Uh,
instructions on how to use the holy hand grenade. Love it.
I'm distracted here because Alex Peacock has posted a cartoon bunny, and I believe that's the Adventures of Sam and Max.
Is that good eye? You could see his breath. Imagine how cold it was there.
Because that gave me. I said, yeah, I have all my movie collection behind me. I said it allows me there. I can pull out there. Sam and Max, the freelance police.
Look at that. We got some true fans here. I would not know that reference. Miss Swift posted a picture too. Is that also Sam and Max?
Yeah, they were
Mm.
a PC adventure game from I believe that was LucasArts or not? No, was that or Telltale? One, yeah. Now the more I talk, the less I'm going to be a fan here.
Oh.
That was an amazing PC a point and click adventure game.
Ah.
Long now we're going to break into start talking about Monkey Island in a moment. We go to PC adventure games.
Mr. Furzel, sorry, what does this have to do with the flick we are currently watching? Oh, nothing.
Rabbits.
I think we started on rabbits.
Yep. Rabbits, 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 rabbits,
Yep.
rabbits, rabbits, rabbits. Name that reference.
I'm gonna rack my brain and probably come up with nothing. But you know what? That's sometimes how these chats go. It, we go off on a tangent. It has nothing to do with the movie.
That's why I very early on learned watch the movie before the watch party.
Right. Oh, yes, the scholar in Aramaic. Oh, James Hellier says the only rabbit related film we should watch is Night of the Lupus?
Lepus.
Lepus. Hmm. Does anybody read hieroglyphics? And I wonder if that's what it really says. Ooh, James Hellier said, or Watership Down, which would make a cheerful double bill with Threads.
Oh,
Ooh. Do Threads first and then Watership Down. That's interesting. Uh-oh. Yeah, here we go. The monster in the cave.
I was going to say, yeah, now you can bring out another dear close personal friend of mine.
That is cute. I think it's a good representation.
It's got, yeah, like look how many googly eyes they had to put on this poor critter.
Wow. You know, if they had made the live action scene That would have been a pretty intense scene for a Monty Python.
And that's it for the Beast of Arg.
Yeah, that's it. He's gone because the animator died. Here we go. Back to scene 24.
This would be another. There was a video game that I was playing, and then we had to form a clan, and it was come up with a name, and I said, well, let's be the Death Bridge Clan, and
Of
then
course.
I had to explain nonstop, like, oh, good lord, now I got to explain Monty Python and Holy Grail, realizing again, it's like, how young are all the other people I'm playing with? And apparently they were very young.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen this movie or know that reference, this whole bit about the swallows,
Yeah.
it's just, it has carried over into the culture even today. Lancelot is brave being first.
Again, yeah, his emblem on his outfit is a griffin, and that went along with his vicious attack at the wedding.
Ah, that is true. Aha, and we have the chicken. That's so funny. I have never noticed that before.
Yep, the Galahad the Chaste is the man of God, so he wears the cross. Bedivere is the knowledgeable tree of wisdom on his outfit. And King Arthur has a son with a mustache.
To symbolize his mustache
Yep.
and beard. The son has a beard too. So who is playing this old man on the bridge?
That's Terry Gilliam.
Seriously.
Yep.
Good makeup. African or European? Classic. That's a classic comeback. Oh, Alex Peacock, Mr. Furzel, and Alex, they posted some images of classic movie scenes that took place on bridges. Um, so I recognize the Indiana Jones one, and that's the scene he's telling Short Round to hold on, and he cuts the bridge, right?
Yep.
But I don't recognize the one Mr. Furzel posted, and then the other one, Alex, that you posted.
The shot in the dark and the bridge on the River Kwai.
Is it okay?
That's just, yeah, when you say bridge and movie, that's what jumps into my head. I've never seen it, so if I got it right, yippee. If not,
Oh yay! That was a good guess. But yeah, I'm not familiar with those two.
yeah, for them, for all the work they did and doing their own stunts, nobody wanted to walk across that bridge. They actually, I think Graham Chapman needed a stunt double, and that came mostly out of his battle with alcoholism.
Go good because that bridge did not look safe. Um, okay, bridge on the River Kwai. Yeah, a lot of references to that. Very good. Alex said I'd say watch party that one, but it's a 4-hour movie. That's kind of a long one.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Mm-hmm. 4 hours might be a bit much. I mean, I love you guys to death, but 4 hours?
Can we carry on a 2-part watch party
Yeah,
between Sundays?
exactly. Or like an intermission.
Yep.
So this is cool, this dragon boat. And I
Yeah,
bet
it seems like we're almost moving into some part of Viking lore.
yeah. And we don't have much of a close up of it. I bet it's because it wasn't quite finished.
Or it's only a model.
Or it's only a model. It's only a model.
And here we've returned to that one castle on this one lonely little island in Scotland that somebody said, sure, film your movie here. I don't care.
It's the Frenchman.
And that sheep that got thrown upon them was actual roadkill found and scooped up off the road and used as a movie prop.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
Yep, they
You
said
do what you gotta do.
it was horrendous.
Oh, Alex Peacock asks, is this the same castle we see for a minute in Highlander?
Mm.
James Hellier says it is the castle from Highlander. Oh, I hate to think what they used for that. It's probably just mud.
And if this is a full circle reference to the beginning of the movie when they point out that a king doesn't have shit all over him, well, guess what?
Now he does. And it looks like that guy just threw out like a diaper.
And what was the bit with the boat if they could have just walked across?
So that water was not that deep. So here we go. This is the battle scene. They're going to take the castle. Wow. Okay, we're approaching the end of the movie. This is the exciting climax where they're going to take the castle. And the troops are at the ready. This is like some of the scenes from Game of Thrones. Some of the battle scenes. Yes, Johnny Devick, this will be awesome. Or Braveheart. This reminds me of Braveheart.
Like again, yeah, if all these extras were just students who showed up for the day, how did they outfit them all?
I think they're all in like street clothes.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, this is amazing. This is straight out of Braveheart. Except for the cops. This is kind of what I would expect from Monty Python. Yep, they found who killed Frank.
Yeah. It's like, Roy, what's all this? Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see. Yep.
Yep. Yes, yep. And that's a wrap. And then I was gonna say roll credits, but we don't even get that much.
That's it. The cops found their man, and King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table did not find the Holy Grail. So it remains a mystery. So, all right. But that was good fun. I was laughing the whole way. That was amazing. So, all right. What do you think, Matt?
It always, yep, stands the test of time.
It
It was
does.
such a yeah inspiration to my young self, and whether it how it turned out for better or worse is yet to be seen.
I think yeah, old Johnny Devick says it best. Looks better than it should. Low budget, Monty Python. They pulled it together, and it is 50 plus years old. And it's still part of my life, and it's part of the culture. And yeah, Edward the Black Prince, more folks need to watch it. That, yeah, a lot of those movies from the 70s and before are being lost um, to the annals of history and just fading away. But not here. Every Sunday we're here. We're going to watch a great movie, have a great time, and we will never forget the movies. So, all right, last thoughts. Oh, James Elliott sitting there stone faced. Sharon says she was laughing the whole way. I was. I was. So, I hope everybody had a great time, and I appreciate everybody joining us today. Eric says it's a classic and one of my most favorite comedy movies. It is absolutely classic comedy. Anytime I think of Monty Python, I think of this movie. All of their movies, their show, always puts a smile on my face. Um, oh, old Johnny Devick said, get it back in cinema. Matt, didn't you mention that you had seen it in the cinema last year?
It was, yeah, it was at our performing arts playhouse. So a special event, yeah. We said, yeah, whether because that was John Cleese was on, because yeah, they handed out posters. Give me a second, I'll grab my poster.
Okay. Yeah, Johnny Devick says it's a comedy that's actually funny. Yes, it was like laugh out loud. Um, yeah, and he also said Johnny Devick says I tried to recruit a few to the watch party, but it's a hard sell. You know, yeah, I've told a lot of people about it, and it really is. It can be an acquired taste. Oh,
So yeah, it's on a part of his national tour. As his show was, I guess, highlighted as the late John Cleese.
oh, I see that. Well, he's still very much alive, isn't he?
Yep. So
Uh,
yeah, whether how he was promoting or what, if they were doing different films, I know not what. All I know is I saw John Cleese coming to town and get to watch Holy Grail, so I was all in.
nice. Yeah, and I think of the original Python crew, I think Graham Chapman is the first one that passed away. I think the rest are still around, aren't they?
I do believe Terry Jones has passed, and that was,
Okay.
I think, dementia. So
Terry Jones did pass away in 2020.
yeah, I
So,
can remember interviews with him saying, yeah, that he had dementia or some sort of mental breakdown disorder. That yeah, so that he was not even couldn't even communicate with him at the end.
and time catches up to us all. So, um, okay. So Eric says, LOL, this was awesome as always. Yes, Eric, this is awesome to be with you guys every Sunday. I am enjoying myself. We shall do it again next Sunday, and we shall watch. I've got three choices written down here. I will pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's do a change of pace. And we are going to honor In Search of Darkness of the 90s. And we are going to be watching Jacob's Ladder. And I believe that came out in 90. Is that part of their first 90 to 94? Jacob's Ladder. 90. Yes. Jacob's Ladder came out in 1990. So, as an homage to In Search of Darkness, 1990 to 1994, Jacob's Ladder next week, everybody. It should be available on multiple streaming platforms if you don't already have the hard copy. If you have trouble finding it, let me know. I'm sure I can help you in the right direction. So already we have some comments. People haven't seen it yet. Alex has not seen it. Old Johnny Devick hasn't seen it. We're going to revisit a classic.
Yeah,
And
that'd be a title that I've heard of, but yeah, also I've never seen it.
well,
The 1990s is me transitioning from the carefree, teenager, young adult to a guy who's got a job and a
mm,
marriage and buy a home and all that nonsense. So those
yeah,
90s are a lot of missed opportunities. Didn't watch a lot of stuff. Was busy
yeah.
adulting.
Busy growing up. Same
Yep.
here. I was out of college, working for a living, and then life just kind of takes over. So, as always, and every Sunday, we will be here bringing you classic movies for your entertainment and mine. So, thank you, Matt. Um, I do not have a co host for next week, or do I? I think I might. Um, but we're still kind of getting into the groove. Um, if anybody does want to be a permanent co-host and join me every week and we'll have some kind of continuity going, let me know. Shoot me an email or reach out to me on Discord. We'll see if we can make it happen. um, yes, Alex, we did set up for next week. Yes, so Alex will be my host for next week. Yeah, I had a little brain fart there for a minute. I'm thinking I didn't have one, but yes, Alex, we're going to be doing this again next week. So thanks again, Matt. Do you want to
Oh,
give us some parting words?
parting words is So have a nice day, everyone, and you wipers of other people's bottoms. Enjoy yourself.
And hey, stay out of the cold because I know in my part of the country and Matt's, we've got some fierce weather coming in, and so everybody stay safe and be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and we'll see you all next week.
Goodbye, all.
Bye.